Chapter 1, Section 3. So we're still converting measurements between systems, but in this video I'm going to introduce what it means to convert what we call a rate. First of all, what is a rate? Well, it's a ratio of two different quantities. And when I say different, I mean they're unrelated. So for example, if you have kilometers and seconds, okay, kilometers is a way of measuring distance, and seconds, of course, refers to measurement of time. Well, combining them together as a ratio gives us the rate kilometers per second, kilometers divided by second, which means how many kilometers do you travel for each second that passes. So this is a rate. If I had cost and people, and we're assuming cost and money would be dollars, we would have dollars per person. So this would tell us how much money does it cost per person, dollars per one person. So how would you convert something like this? Well, it's actually pretty much identical to what we've already done, but it's like we're doing two unit conversions in one problem. But the best way for you to understand is just to see a few examples. So we want to convert 10 meters per second to kilometers per hour. All right. So notice how this unit here, well, that's not just one unit, that has two units buried within it. So I have meters and seconds. Put together, we call this a rate. And I'm converting it to, well, a different rate involving different units, mainly kilometers and hours. So how on earth do we deal with two units at the same time? Well, don't forget, 10 meters per second, what that really means is 10 meters per 1 second. So you can always understand it as there being an invisible 1 on the bottom. So as usual, we begin with 10 meters per second, but I'm going to split them. 10 meters divided by 1 second means exactly the same thing. Now I want to go from meters to kilometers, so we're going to convert that just as we normally would. But then I'm also going to convert seconds to hours. So it's like I'm going to do two unit conversions in one. And you get to do them separately, and it does not matter which order you do them in. So let's convert the meters first. So let's forget about the seconds on the bottom. Pretend they're not there. So how do you go from meters to kilometers? Well, that's just one step. You know that there are 1,000 meters in a kilometer. Okay. So those meters cancel, and I'm left with kilometers on top, which is what I want. But I'm not finished. Right now, this is kilometers per second. I want kilometers per hour. So now separately, I need to convert these seconds to hours. So if this second is to cancel here on the bottom, that means I have to put 60 seconds up here per 1 minute. Okay? So those seconds cancel. Remember, it always has to cancel top down or bottom to top. So right now, I'm in kilometers per minute, so I have to go one more step, minutes to hours. So I know that there are 60 minutes in 1 hour. So these minutes cancel, and I'm now in hours, and they're on the bottom, and they should be on the bottom. Okay. Now I used HR for hours. Here it's H. Same thing. Right. So let's work out our calculation. So we have 10 divided by 1,000 times 60 times 60 again, and that gives you 36 kilometers per hour. Okay, that is equivalent to 10 meters per second. So that is how you convert a rate. It's just doing two unit conversions in the same problem. Let's do another one. All right, convert 82 kilometers per hour to meters per second. Well, it's actually the same thing as what we did here. It's just in reverse. So I begin with 82 kilometers per hour. So that means 82 kilometers per 1 hour. Okay, so now I'm just going to convert these units separately. It doesn't matter which one you do first. You can do the kilometers first or the hours first. I'll do the kilometers first. So if the kilometers are up here, that means I have to cancel them down here. So that means I got 1,000 meters on top. So these kilometers cancel. Okay. So now I am in meters per hour, but I want meters per second. So let's just convert seconds to hours. So where do they go? Well, hours is already on the bottom, so to cancel them has to go on the top. So there's 1 hour in 60 minutes. Whoop. So those hours cancel. So now this is in meters per minute, and I need to go one more step, get rid of those minutes. In 1 minute, there are 60 seconds. So those minutes cancel. So I have seconds on the bottom, meters on top, which is exactly what we want. So 82 times 1,000 this time, divided by 60, divided by 60, which gives me approximately 22.8 meters per second. All right. Convert 25 feet per second to miles per hour. Okay, so seconds to hours, that we can do, and we're going to go from feet to miles. So we're actually going to be staying within the imperial system. So we begin by writing 25 feet per 1 second. So that's this rate here. And you know what? Just to illustrate my point earlier, I'm actually going to convert the units of time first, because again, it doesn't matter. I want to go from seconds to hours. So the seconds are already on the bottom. So that means I have to put 60 seconds up here. Whoop. Well, I guess I can write SEC, same thing, per 1 minute. Okay, so those will cancel. But I need to go to hours. So to cancel those minutes, I have 60 minutes per 1 hour. So those cancel. All right. So my hours are on the bottom, which they should be. But now I need to convert the feet to miles. And we can actually do that in one step. There are 5,280 feet in a mile. And the feet have to go on the bottom because my feet over here are on top. So that cancels. There we go. So miles on top, hours on the bottom. That's exactly what I want. So I work it out. 25 times 60 times 60 again, divided by 5,280. And I get approximately 17 point, I'll go to the nearest hundredth, 0.05 miles per hour. All right, convert 3.4 yards per minute to miles per hour. Okay, now just thinking about it using common sense, if you're only going 3.4 yards in a minute, you're probably not moving very quickly. So miles per hour, it's probably going to be a pretty small number. But let's work it out. So we are going 3.4 yards for every minute. Okay, and it's up to you whether or not you want to convert the yards first or the minutes. I'll do the yards first. So can I go from yards to miles? You can if you happen to have that direct conversion, but I don't believe I gave that one to you. So I know I can go from yards to feet. So in 1 yard, there are 3 feet. So the yards cancel. And of course from feet, I can go to miles. So I have 1 mile per 5,280 feet. So the feet cancel. So I have miles on top. That's what I want. But I need to get rid of my minutes. And I need hours. That's easy. 1 minute here, which means my minutes have to go up here. There are 60 of them in an hour. So those minutes down here cancel there, and I have hours on the bottom. Miles per hour. Perfect. So 3.4 times 3 divided by 5,280 times 60, and I get, as I predicted, pretty small, 0.116. And this, of course, is miles per hour. Don't forget both units there. Okay. So I hope that's pretty clear. That is how we convert rates. And you are going to do that a lot in physics or chemistry.